Hello everyone and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. This is Gail Moffat and you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on my website, which is gailmoffat.com. My Facebook page is Gail Moffat International Spiritual Medium. So yeah, find me there. And today, last week, we talked about how I started my development by using tarot cards and just shuffling them around and looking at them and seeing what I could achieve with that. And what I'm doing this week, is I want to talk about how there are other ways of getting into that space and becoming a medium. And the next stage, I think, is probably to understand the chakras. Now, the chakras it's almost like spinning wheels of energy that are throughout the body. And there's your base chakra, which is right on the base of your torso. And if you imagine going up your spine at the front of you, so below your tummy button there, that would be the sacral, and then above is the solar plexus, then you have the heart, and then you have the throat, the third eye, and then the crown chakra. And they are all represented by different colours. And the colours that you can understand them by is, well, I have a little rhyme that I use, and my rhyme that I use is Richard of York gave battle in vain. And so for you people that are listening that are from the UK, you may understand that because York is in the UK, and it was all to do with the battle that took place. But if you take the first letter, Richard are off orange, York yellow, green, blue, indigo, then you have the array of colours, and it's actually the same colours as a rainbow, and so it's the spectrum of light. And what often people teach, and this is how I started opening up, but I have a completely different method now. But I will explain this because I think it's something useful to know and understand if you are looking at developing your mediumship or psychic faculty. Now, one of the things that you have to learn is to open up and close down. And so this method that I'm going to talk about with the chakras is about bringing up the energy through the chakras. And so one would absolutely close your eyes and you get a sense of bringing up that energy through each one of the chakras and visualizing each one of the chakras in the color that it is, but also as a flower. So initially it's like a closed rose, and you've got to visualize it opening up into a flower and bringing up the light through it. And so the light being the energy comes up all the way through your body and comes up to the top of your head. And this is the crucial bit about sort of mediumship, is that you have to raise your energy to the top of your head. And so I know that I've spoken to many people, but, throughout the years in my readings and demonstrations, but also on this show, when I've come across people that I think, I really do think that you could do this, but they don't know how to open up or close down. And so closing down is literally in the reverse of what I said. It's sort of bringing the light down and closing the petals of the flowers, of the rose, and just bringing it all down. And so what I want you to think about is if we are to develop our mediumship, this is one way that we can actually open up. And this was my first method that I used. And I think sort of it's a method that is a slow method. And I think that when you first start, it's quite good to be slow with this, bringing that energy up, because it's the beginning of learning. And later on, when you bring that energy up, what you're doing is you're eventually sitting in the power, and that's the power, the energy that spirit, it enables spirit to connect. And so when I'm talking about opening up the chakras and bringing the energy up, what I'm really talking about is eventually getting into the power and connecting to spirit. So that's just sort of a quick little talk about how to open up your chakras and be connected to spirit for those people. Because I do think that people who are interested in this sort of thing do have perhaps a potential ability. Well, anyway, so thank you for listening on that subject. And now I'm going to go to some callers. And I understand that Kristen in Waterbury, Connecticut is ready. Are you there?
Yes, hi.
Hello, Kristen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. So how can I help you this evening? I'm a medium, so I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world, but I'm also look at what's aspects of your life.
The only problem I really have is, like, in my relationship-wise, like, I have a hard time keeping a relationship going or, like, connecting with somebody. Like, I was seeing somebody and everything is away. I know I have a wall built up, but I just want to see what I can do to, like, break it down a little.
Right, so it keeps on cutting out, the sound, so I just want to recap what I feel that I heard. So you've had a relationship, it's broken down, and you're concerned about how you are with regards to relationships, because you feel you might have a bit of a wall. Is that
Right.
what you're saying? Right,
Correct.
okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to, I'm going to ask Arthur to come forward, because he's my guide and he's a monk. And so I'm going to ask him to come forward and answer that, because he's quite wise on things.
Okay.
So let me just have a look. I'm being shown images of you as a child. It's almost like I want to take you right back to you as a child, and I'm being told that, and I'm hearing the word confusion, and I feel, and I'm being shown you as a child, and so I think what they're suggesting to me is that there was a lot of confusion in your life when you were a younger child. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And I feel like that what I'm being told is that the role models that you had in your life didn't really show you like a proper way to be, or how to be in a relationship. And it led to a lot of confusion in your mind. Would you understand that?
Yes.
And I'm being told that it's almost as though, this is interesting what Arthur's saying. You're actually going to meet somebody. Now I don't know if this is actually going to be somebody that's in a formal relationship with you, but I feel that you're going to meet somebody that, you know how sometimes people unwittingly teach you and they don't even realise they're doing it, but you're observing who they are in their life. I just feel that you're going to meet somebody that is really going to make you rethink, how you've been and look at things in a different way. And I think you're going to learn a lot from this person. And I feel like it's a female that I'm looking at, as opposed to a male. And I'm being told this is going to be more like a friendship that I'm getting. But what I'm being told is that it's just really, I'm going back to your childhood.
So I think the guy that I was just, because what you were saying is, like, I did meet somebody that was, like, making me rethink about a lot of stuff in relationships, and I sort of, like, backed up, and now he doesn't want to talk to me because I walked out. Like, sometimes I just can't deal with emotions. I'm also a medium. I'm an empath. I'm a medium. So it's very difficult when you're in a situation where we are being spiritualists and having somebody else connect or understand mentally what we go through all the time. So there's a lot of things mentally that my mind races, and there's things that I cannot deal with. But he was showing me something different, showing me a different life, and he backed up. So now I don't know if he's going to come back or I should just leave that alone and just move on. I'm not sure exactly what to do.
I'm really struggling to hear you, Kristen, because you're cutting in and out. I don't know if it's your phone that you've got there, or the signal, but I'm really struggling to hear what you're saying.
I'm sorry. I was saying that I met somebody that actually, like, was doing that, showing me something different, but he backed up. So he's not talking to me right now. So I don't know if I should just leave that alone, or is he going to come back?
Well, what I'm being told by my guide is that you're ready to actually take yourself to the next step of understanding. And I just feel that you're going to have people come into your life that is going to sort of show you a way forward in being with other people. And I'm also being shown this difficulty as a child, which is because you didn't have the role models in the way that perhaps other people have, and consequently it's affected you. But I'm also being shown that when I look at your previous relationship, I just get this feeling that it's like when I'm looking at him energetically, it's like I'm moving away from you, and I know that this is a relationship. I don't feel that this is a relationship that's going to get back together, because I feel that like there's also in you that, how can I put this? I never like to offend people, but I feel that there is when I look at your life, there's a lot of built up anger and frustration and resentment.
Absolutely, that's 100% correct.
And I feel that, and I almost, when I'm looking at and feeling you, I almost want to cry, because I feel like you've been so badly treated and so hurt that when you go into relationships, you're dealing with this hurt and emotions and sensitivities, because you're incredibly sensitive as well. But then we all are that are mediums and empaths. We've all got that past, haven't we? But I just know that it's almost like you need an enormous amount of healing, and but I do feel that people, one after another, it's like I'm getting this sense that now's the time for you to heal from this position, and things will start to change and open up for you. And I do feel I'm getting a sense of a woman in your life as well that's going to sort of almost like you're going to think, oh my goodness, I should be doing it that way or this way. And I don't know whether this is a woman through counselling or whether this is a woman through just a friendship, but I'm just getting a sense that there's a female that's going to sort of be quite enlightening to you and bring you on as a person. Because my guide is actually saying the inner you is a really nice person. It's just that you've been so hurt and you're protective. And emotionally, you look to protect yourself because you're frightened of a lot of history repeating itself. And you've seen so much hurt and pain in your past that you won't allow somebody to repeat that. And so you can come across as being quite brisk with people, but it's your protection. And if anyone was to go through what you've gone through, they'd be the same. And I just want to say that, but I do feel Arthur is saying to me, do not be alarmed by how things have happened for you, because healing is on its way and change is on its way for you. And I feel like, when we look at this, we're numerology wise, we're in a year one. And year one is new beginnings and changes in our lives, and I definitely feel that for you. And I also feel that there's some element with you that may be doing some work with children in the future, if not already, because I feel that there's a lot of within you of compassion, because you don't like to see children suffer in the way that you did.
Absolutely, that's true. That's true.
Well, listen, I wish sometimes
I would say, do you think that this guy that I was talking to is going to eventually come back and start talking to me, or should I just leave that alone and just move on?
I think that's ended, and there was, as you know, there's always a reason why somebody comes into your life, but I do feel that's come to an end. But the important thing here is for you, Kristen, is healing. This is where you're at. You're going to get some healing. And healing can come in many guises. We talk about hands-on healing, but it also can be with just words spoken by other people that can enlighten us. But I know that you're going to go through, I'm actually hearing the word transformation. You're going to go through a big transformation, and you're ready, because you're looking at yourself and saying, I'm not happy with how I am right now. I want to make some changes. And I know that this is going to happen. You're in the beginnings of this happening for you. So, Kristen,
well, that's awesome.
Thank you very much for calling in. Lovely to speak to you, and I wish you well, and I will send you healing. I do send healing to many people, and I'll send some healing to you. Also, find me on Facebook as well. Gail Moffat is my name.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Kristen. Right, so our next caller is Nancy in, now I've got to pronounce this, Modesto, California. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Nancy. Is that you?
Yes, it's me.
Oh, hi. So you're speaking to Gail Moffat on A1R Psychic Radio. How can I help you?
My daughter's been missing since June 18th, and I'm just wondering if she's passed or if she's just missing.
Right. Right, just give me a moment. I'm going to, I'm just seeing if I can sense anything with this. Okay. I don't feel that as I speak now, I don't feel that she's passed.
Okay.
Because I'm not getting her. I'm not picking up a spiritual link with her. But what I'm hearing is I'm getting this sense of being almost sorry, sorry for how I've been and what's happened and how I've hurt you. I'm getting those words around me that is sort of ringing around me, and I know that this young lady will be. I'm hearing the word seeking solace, and sometimes Spirit give me these words, and then I have to sort of piece it together. So I sort of need more words than that, please. So she's seeking solace. Okay. I feel that she is going to, at some point, want to come back. But you're not going to hear from her straight away. But I do feel there's going to come a point where she's going to want to come back and talk to you. I feel that she's... I'm hearing the word complicated as well, complicated life. And I feel that she... it's like she had difficult situations around her. And I feel that it's almost like I'm all out at sea with people and being given, being given different advice from different people and told to do different things and I feel that she's, it's almost like she's gone along a path of advice that is incorrect. Almost like she's taken the advice of somebody that is not for her best good, and I feel like she's surrounded by people that are not always that are troubled themselves. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'd like to be able to find her.
You'd like to what, sorry?
Pardon?
Could you just repeat the last sentence that you said?
Yeah.
You understand what I said then?
No, that was hard. We broke up.
Well, I'm having difficulty in hearing you, but I'll carry on. And I just know that she is. I just get this feeling of difficulty around her, and I feel like there's a lot of like persuasion and sort of person sort of talking into her ear and giving her ideas that seem to be sort of, oh, you should do this and you should do that, and I feel like there's influences around her that aren't perhaps of a correct nature, and I just get this feeling with her that she's going to be she's going to be getting in touch with you and looking to become back in touch with other members of the family too, and I feel that this is not over. I don't think that she's passed to spirit. I feel that she's still alive, and which is nice to know, but I just feel like she's got. I just get this feeling that she's surrounded by people that don't always give her the right advice. But actually, I just get this feeling, sort of quite emotional with her, where she's missing you.
Oh, that's good. If she's missing me, she'll come home.
She's missing you, and I feel like she's sorry for her actions. And I just get this feeling that she's going to be in touch with you. I don't think it's going to be that long away. She wishes that because she can be quite hot-headed.
She's what?
She can be quite hot-headed.
Yeah.
And I just get, and I think sometimes she acts before she thinks.
Yeah.
And does she have a brother?
Yeah, she has a brother.
Because I'm being drawn to a brother. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if he had some contact with her first.
Okay.
But I feel like he will know the whereabouts of her prior to you knowing the whereabouts of her. But I do feel that this situation is going to be resolved. She will be coming back, and I don't think this is going to be a long, drawn-out thing. I just get this feeling she's surrounded by people that are manipulating her mind. Is what I sense.